Okay, so we're just going to finish this question off. And it says to also determine the third factor of 3z cubed take iz squared plus 10z take 8i when we know the first two factors. And we know it's going to be three factors because we've got z cubed and we've only got one z here and one z here. And we're trying to express it in terms of its linear factors. Okay, so things we do know. We know that this expression, 3z cubed take iz squared plus 10z take 8i is going to be equal to z take away I, because that was our first factor we worked out. And the second factor we worked out, or we're told to check, is z plus 2i. So we know these two multiplied together plus some other value, which we're going to write as az plus some unknown b, okay, is going to give us this expression here. So I've used a and z and b. A and b are basically our numbers that we're trying to solve for. Now, if I've got az here, and I look at my leading coefficient, 3, and it's got z cubed, right, then I know that z multiplied by az, okay, so I'll write that out. So z multiplied by az, that has to be equal to 3z cubed. Okay, because z times z times z gives me 3z cubed. Right? So we know that 3z cubed is equal to az cubed. And therefore we can say a is equal to 3. All right, so we've got our value for a. Now the next part is to work out what b is. Now b is going to be, well, when we multiply this out, we know, that negative 8i has no z values involved with it. That term has no z values involved in it. So that's the situation where I'm multiplying negative I, by positive 2i, and then by b. Okay? So if I look at that, I can say negative 8i is equal to negative I multiplied by 2i multiplied by b. And if I solve for that situation, negative 8i is equal to, a negative I, or times 2i, is going to give me positive 2 times by b. And then from there I'm going to divide both sides by 2, and I'll end up with b is equal to negative 4i. Okay, so my third factor, I might just write it over here, third factor is equal to, well, the a component's 3, so it's going to be 3z, plus negative 4i, which is what I solved for b. It's going to be my third factor. You could verify this if you wanted to, okay, by solving for z, or making z the subject here and making this equal to 0, and then putting it back into this original expression if you want and checking it equals 0. We could check that way as well to make sure it's the right solution. Thanks, guys.